What's going on, good people? It is your man, D-Toe, and it is another day's journey, and I am super duper glad about it. I want to take this moment to welcome everybody to your favorite show. You know what it is, child of God. It is Shop Talk. That's right. It is Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show right here on everyone's favorite network. We have an absolutely amazing show lined up for you as we do each and every week. But before we get going, before we jump into all of that, I just want to welcome everyone to the show. And I want to welcome you, whether you're watching us live on Facebook or if you're watching us live on YouTube or if you're watching a restream of either of those two networks. Listen, we are grateful to have you hanging out with us, as well as those of you who might be joining us from around the country on one of our radio partners, and that list is growing each and every month, and we're grateful to have you hanging out with us. Shout out to all of the station managers and program directors that have us on your radio station. Listen, it's Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, where you're trying to figure out what is it. If this is your first time, welcome. Welcome. If this is your first time, don't leave us yet. If this is your second, third, fifth, 128th time, we want to welcome you back to today's show as we get ready to get moving. If you're asking, what is Shop Talk? What is this whole phenomenon that is now 10 years old? Listen, it is that good beauty shop, that barber shop, that nail shop. We do for you. It is that coffee shop and even that donut shop. Thank you, Lord Jesus. That donut shop talk where literally no person and no subject is off limits. My name is Demetrius Tollfree, and you can hit me up and find me everywhere on social media at DTollfree, at DTOLEFREE. That's on Facebook. That's on Instagram, Twitter, if you still use it. That's on YouTube and every other platform that's available, including Clubhouse, Spill. I haven't been on Clubhouse in a while. I might need to revisit that. Anyway, but if you're on there, I am on there, as well as at DTollfree, as well as on Venmo and Cash App. I mention that because every now and then you never know who might want to be a blessing to you just because you uplifted them or pointed them in a direction of happiness. So if you want to send us some money virtually, it's okay, and it's all good. And if you want to, and if you send it to me and you change your mind and you need it back, you know you can depend on me. Send me that $1,000. If you need it back, I'll give it to you in $100 increments. Listen, we've got an incredible show lined up for you, and we're going to get going right into it. Let me first of all give a shout out to my guy, Stephen Parker. Stephen, man, I have a seat. I have a seat at the Shop Talk table, man. Whenever you are ready, bro, we have a seat at the table for whenever you're ready and want to kick in and jump in and join the show, man. You have an open invitation. Shout out to my guy, James Pugh, my bro, in the building. Glad to have you hanging out with us as well. Shout out to my wife. The reason why I sing, Allegra Tollfree, is in the building. And yes, sir, we do for you. Yes. Anyway, we have a full show lined up for you. I'm not supposed to be laughing this early. Anyway, yes, he said he would love to. Stephen Parker, man, whenever you are ready, bro, let me know. The invitation is open to you. Shout out to Stacy Tucker in the building, who said that she finally made it. Welcome to the show. We are glad to have you hanging out with us. Hopefully you get a chance to hang out with us for the duration. All right, y'all, before we bring up our first co-host, let me take a moment to remind you that I need you to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's it. Like, follow, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All you have to do is just scan this QR code over my shoulder, scan the QR code over my shoulder, and you can be able to make that happen. For those of you listening to us on one of our radio partners and want to do that, all you have to do is go to youtube.com/@Freedom Radio, and the number one, FREEDEM radio, RADIO. Yeah, I spelled it right. And then the number one, every now and then you got to get hooked on phonics. But anyway, we would love to have you be a part of our YouTube audience where you can like, subscribe, and then hit that little bell. That way you can always be notified each and every time we go live. We do it every week. We do it every Thursday. Those of you who might be trying to figure out what time we go live, we stream live every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, where you can always find us on YouTube and be able to make that happen. All right, y'all, it's time for us to get ready to get things going. And in doing so, let me give another quick shout out to Mel Perry out in Houston, Texas. Wow, Mel, haven't seen you in a while. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out on today's show and joining us from Facebook. It is all good. Shout out to my bro, David McKinney up in Sacramento. What's up, man? Glad to have you hanging out with us as well. All right, y'all, it is time to get things going. And in doing so, we're getting ready to bring up our first co-host. Now, I haven't had a chance to test anything yet, so I guess we'll find out right now. Now, do that again, Doc. Yeah, come and knock at my door. Come and knock it. Anyway, one of these days, I'm going to sing the whole Three's Company theme song. I can't remember all the lines. I know, come and knock at my door. Take a step that is new. Something after that. I forgot. I'm gonna have to look it up and make it happen. But anyway, let's get ready to bring up without further ado my guy out in Hercules of California, the one and only, always makes me laugh. Let's bring him up without further ado. Ja'Cory Protho. Ja'Cory, man, what's going on? Welcome to today's show.
Welcome. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the weather. Is it raining there?
It is. It is definitely raining.
I'm just confused. I don't know whether to put on a sweater and shorts. I don't know whether to put one foot in a sandal and the other foot in a boot. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm like, is hell and heaven having a conversation right now? What is going on?
Yeah, well, you better get your life together because you never know when the Lord is going to bust the sky, whether it's sunny, rainy, you never know. So this is the time to get your life straight and get yourself together. Anyway, I'm glad to have you hanging out with us. This is our third week in a row where we started out with Men's Day. We're marching up to the. All right, man. So I gave you another week. You're supposed to be working on a new Men's Day theme song. Where we at, man?
It's going to end up being Here Comes the Men in Black.
I ain't mad at you, man. I'm not mad. So those of you hanging out with us now, every week, Ja'Cory for the last month or so has been our first co-host. And so, we start out calling it as Men's Day, and we go back to our days of old where, at the Baptist church or whatever church you went when it was Men's Day, they always sang, "We are marching up to Zion." I don't know why that was a song. Anyway, but if you think you have a better Men's Day song that men can be singing around the country for Men's Day, put it in the chat. We would love to hear what you have to say, and maybe you can help us figure out the best new Men's Day theme song. But while we're thinking about that, where would we be without your mama being a part of the show? Yolanda Protho is in the building, and she tells us, as a good Christian should, she tells us that you need to read your Bible, and if you do read it, you'll find out that we are in the end days or end times, as the Bible so has prophesied to us many, many years ago. But you know what? Hey, get your life together. Keep it together. So keep your life together so you don't have to get it together. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But anyway, man, I'm glad to have you hanging out. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. And so we are going to get ready to get going into it. And we will bring other people up and bring up other comments as the thing happens. So with that being said, we're going to jump into today's birthday. Today, no, you know what? I do birthdays last. I'm going to do today.
Oh, yes.
I do birthdays last. I only got one, and I know you'll be excited about it. Anyway, today's National Day, I only have two. Today's National Day, I don't even have nothing in history because I was looking at stuff in history, and I'm like, yeah, no, none of this stuff is really helping me today. So today's National Day, we have two. And today is National Hamburger Day. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Hey, I'm always. Matter of fact, didn't you have a burger the last time we got together?
I'll still eat like a kid. I haven't got on the salmon and the filet mignon and all that. Not yet.
I'm with you. And you know what? I have my kids laughing because, and I done said it so much that now when they go to restaurants, they mess up. So you talking about filet mignon. I grew up because, you know, they always tell us to sound our words out. Well, filet mignon is not something you can sound out. So I used to go to restaurants and say, can I get a petite filet mignon? And they be looking at me like, what did you just say? That's what it says. A petite filet mignon, a petite filet mignon. Anyway,
I didn't know the difference between that and egg fouillon. Or is that yeah.
That's two.
They kind of. I mean, it's two different styles and types, but it was just like they seem like they should be sisters.
I feel you. I'm not mad. Egg fouillon, filet mignon. Yeah, I get you. I'm not mad at that. I can see that happen. Anyway, today is National Hamburger Day, of which I will always partake of. I don't need a special day to partake of a good burger. And then lastly, today is National Brisket Day. National Brisket Day. We are officially in barbecue season, and it today happens to be National Brisket Day. Now, Jacory, oddly enough, this past Monday was Memorial Day. And so happy Memorial Day or belated Memorial Day. And shout out to all of those who served in, is that when we do, wait, is Memorial Day when we talk about the people that served in the.
I believe so.
Well, what's Labor Day for?
You ain't gonna confuse me. Somebody ain't been reading their Bible.
Well, anyway, Memorial Day was this past Monday. Shout out to everybody who got a chance to celebrate. I actually had a few hours off work and was able to have a day off. And my oldest daughter, Alea, who is in class, I hope she's not in the comments. She should be in class. But anyway, she had a great time learning for the first time how to barbecue. We have a little small barbecue pit, and we took it out in the backyard. Well, it stays in the backyard. And we hadn't been in the backyard. You know, we house, I can't sit on the show, but we house people, and we rarely go into the backyard. And so this past Monday, we went in the backyard and like, oh, this is what it looks like back here. Anyway, we went in the backyard, we fired up the pit. We got some hot links, we got some burgers, we got some chicken, and put it on the grill. And Alea by herself, normally I would take credit for it, but this time I can't. She did an absolutely amazing job. She, of course, went on YouTube, figured out how to make sure to light the coal and make sure that the coal turned white, because we had messed up and the coals that went out, we had to relight it, all kind of stuff, man. But we figured it out. She was able to successfully do some hot links, some burgers, some chicken. She was so excited that she came back home the next day and did it all over again. So for 2 days in a row, we had some amazing, amazing barbecue. So I want to take a moment to shout out to Alea Toll-Free for making things happen. It is all good. Now, I'm going to go back to something real quick. Minister James Pugh, my bro, says Men's Day, them white suits and them black ties. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. David McKinney chimes in and says the new Men's Day song should be Climbing Higher Mountains by Aretha Franklin. He says, my male chorus used to march into this. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. And Yolanda Protro says that Memorial Day is a day to rest. And it's all good. And shout out to Cuteness Owens. What's going on? Who says, good morning. I'm going to Hyphy Burger. And Hyphy Burger, for those of you who don't know, is in, well, I think she's going to the one in Oakland, right off 98th or 99th Avenue on East 14th. That must be what she's talking about. She says she's going to grab me a burger, fries, and Fruity Pebble milkshake. Hyphy Burger in Oakland, 99th Avenue and East 14th is what she is talking about. So if you're going to celebrate Burger Day, let us know in the comments where you're going to go to celebrate your burger on Hamburger and Brisket Day. All right. Now, last but not least, in terms of this segment, we're going to do our birthdays. And today's birthday, I only have one. And that is, today is the incredible Gladys Knight. Today is her 82nd birthday. I got a chance to meet her in person. Ashlyn and I were doing a funeral. We're doing a memorial in San Francisco for the late CEO of Kaiser, who was a member of my church. And they had his memorial at the Chase Center in San Francisco. And the musical guest was myself, Ashlyn, and Gladys Knight.
What a lineup.
Yeah, we was in heavy timber that day. And And when Gladys Knight got up there and said, neither one of us, hey, listen. It was a mess. It was a mess up in there. But yeah, Gladys Knight, an amazing, amazing woman, has her restaurant. I think her restaurant is still open in Atlanta, Georgia. It's not? No? Man, I was telling people to go there. All right.
You'll go and you'll see the sign. Yeah, that's my whole shit.
You know what? I cannot. I'm not there. I'm not going there today. All right, y'all. Listen, we're going to keep things going. But today, if today is your birthday, this week, this month, anytime during this season, you know how we do. We remind you and tell you all the time to go take a moment, celebrate you, celebrate the things going on in your life, and make sure that you don't let nobody throw you off during this season. God made you on this day, during this week, during this season. Go out, celebrate yourself. Take yourself out to dinner. Take yourself out shopping, or just take a walk and reminisce. But just we want to let you know from our hearts to yours, on behalf of the friends and staff here at Shop Talk, we want to tell you happy birthday. All right, y'all.
That was real good. That was real good, Dito.
Did my best, man. It's all good. All right, y'all. We're going to get ready to keep things going. And in doing so, we're going to get ready to bring up our next co-host. It's no longer Men's Day because now we have a female joining us, and it's all good because we're going out to Charlotte, North Carolina to bring up my homegirl and yours. I think she's ready. I don't see her microphone, but she'll do it and put it together. Okay, she want to show me. Yeah, I got my mic. Don't be clowning me. Anyway, let's bring up my homie without further ado. Don't call her sis. The incredible Yolanda Quincella and Wild Praise Morant. There's the knock at the door. Let's bring her up. Yolanda, girl, what is going on?
How y'all doing?
All is well. All is well. Glad to have you hanging out with us. Yeah, I mean, hey, first of all, we can't see your eyes. Hopefully all is well with you because I know you're trying to do your thing.
I don't want my stylist to inbox me and say, why was you embarrassing me?
I feel you. I'm not mad at you. I know the story. But we are glad to have you hanging out with us. Welcome to today's show. Shout out to Diamond Fee in the building. What's going on? Got her hanging out with us. And then we also got my bro, Paul Cooley, in the building. Paul, what's up, man? We still haven't had a chance to hang out, man. We got to make things happen. Man, we both getting older. We both became senior citizens. Man, we got to figure this thing out and make things happen. But again, glad to have you hanging out with us, bro. So Ja'Cory, man, first of all, I need you to give us the backdrop on the glasses today. Come on, man. What's the backdrop?
Oh, I think these is just some flea markets here. I don't have on none of my real good deal Holyfield. These just some of them $10 glasses from the flea market, but they're a blessing.
They are, man. Them joints is working because they working. You got me about to go look in my sunglass hut. And
no, don't show me. Do not show me out like that. But wait, before you leave, I need to slide in here just real quick because everybody knows that it's like graduation season, right?
Yes.
So I'm wondering because I know times have shifted, the world has shifted. Are people still giving invitations? And I say that because getting an invitation in the mail versus getting a boop on your phone is very different. And I say this because I have a goddaughter that just graduated, and I was just like, are you expecting to get any kind of funding, any money? Because back in the day, you had uncles and the older people, they would save up some funds to give to you for your graduations. And are times changing? Do people still do that?
That's a great question. Yeah. That is a great question, man. Now I had my graphic designer is in the building, but when my daughter did a graduation last year, we didn't mail them. We actually text them and invited them, or actually created a thread. There's an invites app that you have on your iPhone. Those of you who are iPhone users, there is an invites app that you can use to be able to make things happen. Digital definitely is the way. And while we're there, let me Alicia Dace. I want to get her in here. Happy what's today? I think she's a whole day off. Anyway, Alicia Dace, glad to have you in the building. Shout out to Brenda Irving in the building. Paul Cooley, he wants to tell me that he just saw my Medicare application come across his desk. You know what? I can't. But Allegra joins in with me, and she says digital to save on paper is the way. So I'm with you. I mean, we kind of went digital, as I mentioned. We used the Invites app, which is an Apple application where you can send out invitations, where you can include pictures, you can include a music playlist if you so choose. And people can say yes, they're coming, or no, they're not, or maybe just like you normally would with Eventbrite or anything else. That is a great option if you are an iPhone user to use the Invites app. It is absolutely free, and it's something that you can use and make things happen. Anyway, yeah, man. No, we didn't send out physical invitations no more. Yolanda made us an invitation, and she made it look nice and cute. And shameless plug, I pulled my camera out for that particular thing, and I did a photo shoot with my daughter and sent Yolanda some not selfie shots. Amen. No camera.
Come on.
To be able to make that whole thing happen. And so we are making things happen. Your mama chimes in. Your mama says she's old. She said, we old.
No, that means I'm getting old, because I'm just like, do I give you cash? Do people do gift cards? People losing gift cards. So it's a new season for everything.
But you know what? As you mentioned, this is actually a good conversation to have, because we're coming up upon graduation and Father's Day. Let me tell y'all something. If I were you, forget the gift cards. Just send digital cash, whether it be Cash App, whether it be Venmo, whether it be Apple Cash. Let me tell you something. Every day, I'm getting calls from people who said, hey, I went here and got an Apple gift card. By the time I gave it to the person that I gave it to, the money was gone. So let me tell you something. Leave the gift cards alone right now. Scams are at an all-time high. And even the people in the stores are now in on the scams. So forget going to Best Buy, Dollar Tree, all these places, Walmart, getting gift cards. Send people cash. Use Venmo. Use Cash App. Use Apple Cash. Use Zelle. And be able to send your finances to your graduates and happy Father's Day people that way. I think that's the best way in this season. Allegra says cash or gift cards is what they expect. Well, take the gift cards. Just use the cash and make things happen. Diamond Feet says, when I graduated last year, I got a bunch of gift cards and flowers. That's great, Diamond Feet. We need to talk to my fellow Dodge Challenger driver. So if you want to send money, now you know me, I'm old. I'm old, but I ain't that old. If you want to send some money for me for Dad's Day coming up, Father's Day, you can always hit me up. Everything for me is the same at DTollFree, DTOLEFREE. That's a shameless plug. Venmo at DTollFree, Cash App $ DTollFree. Amen. All right, that's a shameless plug. And oddly enough, Jacory, I don't know if you knew this, but many years ago, Yolanda told me, the girl, young lady right there, she said, you need to make all of your handles the same. Make it easy for people to find you. And so I took the advice of Yolanda, and many years ago, I changed everything. I made everything match. So all my social media, all of my, everything I do is all DTollFree. And so shout out to you, Yolanda, for wising me up during that season.
You're welcome. Sure.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to get things going. And in doing so, excuse me, Diamond Feet. She says, I have 2 challengers now. Excuse me. I won't be able to catch up on that. Cuteness Owen chimes in and said, you can give money. It's better because they can buy what they want. The best place to do gift cards is Amazon, and you can send it by text or email. She said, I do it all the time. I'm not mad at you.
She ain't did it for me.
Uh-oh.
And I just graduated from yesterday to today. Hallelujah. So,
I cannot. All right, y'all. We're going to get ready to get things going. And in doing so, we're going to get ready to bring something up or mention something. My son, who is at work today, thank you, Lord Jesus. My son, Demetrius Tollfree Jr., who many of you know is a drummer par excellence. Absolutely amazing drummer. He and many of his friends were in the city of Chicago last week. I was unable to go, but they have this thing now called Anthem Nights. Anthem Nights, and DJ is the drummer for this. And over the weekend, they did a recording in the city of Chicago. Now, I was not there, but I heard that Yolanda Morant was there and was in the building. So, Yolanda, we throw it out to you for you to give us an update on what we all missed. What happened in Chicago?
So first, I thought it was so cool to see your son. I think that's this is crazy. We've known each other for like 800 years. But I think that's the first time I've seen your son in person.
Okay. Yeah.
Or at least as an adult, maybe. So first, your son killed. Let us be clear. This family genes ain't no joke. So your son did an amazing job. He is on his best behavior for what I know. Lady Tofree, you don't to worry about. If I'd have known, I'd have been looking at him, make sure he stayed out of trouble. Okay. So
Absolutely.
it was I just want to say this shout out. Shout out to my friend Tony Brown, who I met through Kevin Lemons. And she was doing a event in Alabama for Jeremy Hill, phenomenal singer. And she called me today and we were recapping, right? And I told her something. I think what is really important in this season is that people are themselves.
Absolutely.
That you are authentic and you do yourself and the world, you do God, yourself, and the world and injustice when you try to be someone else you're not.
Absolutely.
And I could say a whole bunch of things that happened. Lisa Knowles was there. She's Lisa Knowles. What did she do? She killed. Kier was there. She killed. She prayed like her mama. If you don't know, Karen Clark is like amazing, but I heard her mama pray. She prayed like her mama. Just geez. And who else was there? Ty was there, Ty Tribute, and Ty's Ty. So, it was amazing. You put all those people in the room. But what I appreciated most about Brandon P. and Anthem Knights, Brandon is a really nice guy, sweet, humble, kind, but I just appreciate when people are themselves. Everybody's not meant to jump around and do cartwheels and da-da-da-da-da. That's Brandon. Now, let me be clear. That's Anthem Knights. But if that's not your lane, then that's okay too. But I think when you stay in your lane, that's where you will feel God the most in people. And Absolutely. So, I know that's a different kind of recap, but what I appreciate is authenticity. And so it was amazing. Vocally, it was amazing. Musically, it was amazing. Jesus definitely came because he was invited, and he came and he had a seat several times. I don't know how much I can say because it was a live recording, so I don't give it all away. The power went out. But here's the thing I want to offer about that. You always know when you're doing the right thing when something go wrong.
Yeah.
So, I don't want people like, oh, nothing went wrong. I didn't do it right. No, I'm just saying when you're doing something of that magnitude, the way they were doing it, the power went out. It was out for like over an hour, but the way Chicago came together and they were singing songs and tambourines, it was incredible. So shout out to my friend Allie Young who got me a part of the event. And I wasn't singing, which was a whole another conversation. I wasn't singing, not bad. But I was able to separate for the first time, and I was doing media and stuff like that. But it was incredible. So, talking fast. Thank you. It was great. Your son did a great job.
Thank you.
And it was a great, great night. It really, really was.
That's good.
Now,
That's
I'm
good
not 20 anymore. Amen, Alan. So next time I need some kind of, I don't know, because we work like 17 hours. But it was great.
I get it. Welcome to media. Shout out again to DJ who came by yesterday, and he came by to see his mom. Allegra had a surgery last week, and so he came by to check up on his mother. But instead of doing anything, he just got on the couch and fell asleep for a couple hours. And
that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what happened when you come to your parents' house. You just come and you're at home, and he fell asleep and did what he had to do. And next thing I know, he was going to the next rehearsal. So shout out to young DJ who was always doing his thing, working and gigging and playing all the time. And glad to be able to call him my son. Anyway, shout out to Dr. Mackie Winter in the building who says, "Sup?" All right, I see you, Dr. Mackie Winter. Also see my homegirl, Sidria Clark, in the building from Stockton here in California, and glad to have her hanging out as well. All right, y'all, let's get ready to get things going. And I have a couple of things that we're going to talk about today. Now, the first thing I'm going to mention or bring up, I didn't even tell y'all about this. And, people do, in this season, people do a lot of things that don't make much sense. I'm going to just put it that way. People do a lot of things that don't make much sense. None more. I won't say it don't make sense. People do things for different reasons, to get attention, people do things for a lot of reasons. But let's get ready to bring this one up because I want to get you, Jacory's laughing. He ain't even seen it yet, but wait till you see this. So, and I want to bring the story up because I want to read it because y'all not going to believe the whole situation unless I read what exactly happened. And that is, put this on the screen. So a man gets arrested. after staging his
Wow.
own funeral. And he did this just to see who would show up.
I ain't mad at him.
You're not mad at him? Jacory, like, I ain't mad at him. Give me a little time. You never know what I may do. Anyway, let me talk about this. In Columbus, Ohio, a 39-year-old man was arrested after police say he staged an elaborate fake funeral for himself in order to find out who would really show up, only to reportedly lose control after seeing his ex-girlfriend arrive with another man.
Oh, my Lord.
Authorities say that Trevor Maddox spent nearly 3 weeks planning the fake funeral or fake memorial service, which included a rented chapel, a closed casket, a slideshow of selfies to emotional country music, and a fake obituary describing him as gone too soon, but incredibly misunderstood. Lord have mercy. Friends and family, I had to choke off that. Friends and family reportedly believed Maddox had died, and in a kayaking accident, and all of these people showed up after this whole thing that he did, and he held it together all until the girlfriend showed up with another guy. All right, y'all. So then at that point, he came out from behind wherever he was hiding from and made a big scene, and everybody, family members passed out and all kinds of things. I'm going to stop right there because this is about to choke me out. Anyway, I mean, Jacory, he faked his own funeral to see who would come. He saw that his girlfriend came with another dude and he lost it. Man, what's your thought on this, bro?
I'm going to say that I get it, but I plan to live a long time, so half the people that would be at my funeral won't be alive. So, but I'm just like, who is going to waste money to do something foolish like this?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to do your sorting to figure out who is for you and who is not for you, and just keep moving. Live, it's too much.
Yeah. I'm with you. Allegra chimes in. She says, too much time on his hands. She says, sir, go get your mind right. Owen says, jail was just what he needed. And Maggie Winter says, come out of that corner. You can't hide. God told me to tell you that you can't hide. Well, I mean, interesting thing. I mean, Yolanda, I'm gonna throw it out to you. You are the one that in most cases plays devil's advocate. I'm curious to hear what you're gonna say about this one here.
First, is it real? Is it a real story?
From what I understand, from what I'm seeing.
I don't know. I don't think there's some things. I know what's on devil's advocate right now. In some ways, I get it because you're trying to see who for you, not for you. I mean, go pray, get some Holy Ghost. But I don't think you should play with that though.
Yeah, that's
like I'm not a person. I don't want to play. I'm like Jacory. I want to be 100, so we'll probably be 100 together. I don't want to play with that though. I don't want to play with. First of all, I don't want to lay in anybody's casket. That freaks me out. That's not a part I ever want in a movie, Tyler Perry. Okay, thank you. So yeah. I don't think you should play with that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, I'm with you. As a matter of fact, what happened was. So here's what happened. He was the point that really got him. He was so mad to see her, so he came out from wherever he was hiding and pointing the finger at the girlfriend and said, "You moved on in under 2 weeks." So there's a whole lot that you can unpack with that. But guests reportedly screamed as the deceased stormed through the chapel, demanding to know why certain relatives didn't post enough about him online. Wow. Other members painted. Authorities say that the fake funeral became even more chaotic after Maddox reportedly grabbed the microphone and began reading his list, people who failed me. So he did get a chance to get. He did get arrested, and so interesting situation. That was in Columbus, Ohio, and if we hear more about it, I obviously will keep you abreast of it and let you know what happened. And your mama.
Why would you be arrested? Is it against the law? I'm serious. Maybe this the green.
That's like fraud.
Oh, it's fraud.
Yeah, it's fraud. Yeah. Yeah, it's fraud.
But then what's funny is this will be in the theaters near you very soon. Somebody about to turn this into a movie.
I can tell you. So the official charge was disorderly conduct and filing a false report. Is what happened. He finally released, but they did arrest him under those charges of disorderly conduct and filing a false report. It is what it is.
But how was he even able to do it? Because you got to have a death certificate. So he must have knew somebody at somebody's funeral home or something.
Well, he rented all of these things. So I don't know how all these things happen. He rented a chapel, he rented a closed casket, and all these type of things, man. So I mean, crazy thing.
Here's my not devil's advocate. Now, what you did do is you did alienate yourself from probably hundreds of people. And so now what you've done while you were trying to test people's loyalty to you, you've ruined your trust with people.
Right.
Right. Because you didn't fake a broken ankle. You faked your death.
Yeah.
So people have probably lost trust. They don't want to be around you. They don't trust. And so now you just alienated yourself.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you cried wolf at the wrong time, and so now it's going to be really, really hard for someone to trust what you say. And people go now, if something really happens, they're gonna want to see proof before they take off work and before they do anything to come and support the next thing that you're doing. So interesting story. And if I hear more about it, I will, of course, keep you guys abreast of what we find out. All right, y'all, let's get ready to keep things going. And in doing so, I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and I want to turn the focus to Yolanda Morant, something that she doesn't necessarily like. But however, we're going to actually go down her street and be able to get some information that we can. And when I say we're going to go down her street, I mean this. Yolanda is a well sought out after graphic designer. I personally have used her I'm looking at my wall right now and looking at the graphic, a big graphic of a CD cover that she's made for me. She's made countless flyers and announcements and this, that, and the other just for me. I can't talk about for so many other people that are her clients, but Yolanda for the last 16 years, Yolanda, I don't even know if you caught it or remembered that, but for the last 16 years, you have been my go-to graphic designer. First of all, thank you for being that person and being that go-to person and allowing us to trust you, because there are some graphic designers that you just can't trust. So thank you for being trustworthy. And I bring all this thing up because we are in the season now where AI, artificial intelligence, is starting to take over. And as you just mentioned, you just asked me, was that story real? Because now we're seeing so much stuff that is AI driven, whether it's things that we see on Instagram or Facebook or whatever it may be. But as a graphic designer, I want to know, is AI, is it a help to you or is it not? I mean, first of all, I don't by any means do I aspire to be a graphic designer. I can't even imagine the things that you go through. But as a graphic designer yourself, is AI, is it a help for you or not at all?
First, thank you to what your mom just said, Corey. I received it. Thank you, Miss Yolanda. It depends on how you choose to look at it. First, I do use AI every day. I use someone introduced me. A gentleman introduced me to ChatGPT about 2+ years ago, and here's my truth. I use it every day. I use it to better. To create better responses or communicate better. It's not that but I may ramble, or I may misspell, or so I use it for those purposes. Yes. People have seen my AI girl, and so shout out to my producer James Brown because he wants me to use her. I just think it depends on the components. So when you ask, do I use it? Yes. I think the concern right now is shout out to Michi who presented the question. It has and is hurting the creative community. It's not really just us though. We're not the only people or industry affected. A lot of industries are affected because people are replacing that for people, right? What you would hire someone to do data entry, blah blah blah. Well, you can now maybe hire someone, but that can be done in a short amount of time, which is good. But then maybe there were jobs that were being used for a person that now can be done through AI. So in the creative world, when it comes to graphics, which is, I mean, I always say this, it's more than a flyer, right? A flyer is like bare minimum. And more than a flyer, covers and things like that. It is being used. It is, yes, it has hurt our community. It's hurt our, I'm gonna speak about me. Yes, it has hurt my business. It has hurt my finances. They know me well, so I'm not the girl like help me. But yeah, I've definitely taken a hit for sure, for sure.
I'm with you. So I mean, as you mentioned, ChatGPT, I am a person that finally broke down, and I finally broke down, and I even got a subscription. I'm paying a subscription to ChatGPT. I can't even believe it, and I very rarely use it, but I was playing around with it. And again, I by no means am I looking to replace the graphic designer, because that's not my intent. But I mean, but just take a look at this. I mean, I was just playing around with something, trying to put together for the harvesters, because we're working on something, and I just was trying to get some ideas. Obviously, at the end of the day, Yolanda will be doing the whole thing, but this is what ChatGPT threw together just for me, putting 3 pictures in and putting the harvester's name into the application. Again, it's not perfect, but if you didn't know any better, you would think that this was somewhat realistic.
Yes, it's not bad. Shout out to Alfreda, who I love. Right, we love her here. Again, it's been used in a lot of different ways, right? And so the question was about graphics. Yes, it's being used here. It is hurting our business or our bottom line because of how it's being used. It's not that it's being used, it's and so without giving y'all a long dissertation, here's the problem. AI has no heart. It has no heartbeat, and it really is doing. It's learning based upon what we're feeding it.
Yeah.
And so here's what happened. Let's use Jacory. Jacory comes out with a new song, and Jacory decides to use AI to do his cover. Someone can say, well, great, he saved money, he did that. The problem is that the heartbeat from me to him, or from a creator to him, is removed. Now, someone would say it's not that serious. My personal opinion, it is that serious, because what happens with artwork, like a cover, the cover should outlast you. It should live longer than you. And so there's a component that's missing. But I also understand that there are people, not saying Jacory, there are people that would have never called me. They would have never made the investment. So I think some of it is separating those lines. And then people I'm seeing everyday people, consumers, saying they don't like it. Stop using stop using ChatGPT, because also what happens is there's lack of identity. So it makes everyone the same. No one has any separation. So the problem again is that it could be used for Jacory, and there's nothing to stop the machine or the system from outputting what they just did from Jacory for someone else. And there's a whole copyright. I mean, I don't want to be long. There's a whole copyright issue going on right now where people are taking these graphics, they're inputting them into AI, and they're reproducing the same thing, which I just want to tell y'all that is against the law. That is like stealing. You can't reproduce Jacory's cover and then reproduce it for yourself.
Wow.
But these things are happening, and the same thing is happening with music. The AI artists and things like that. A lot of this stuff people don't know on the back end is Apple Music and stuff like that is rejecting some of that. So I'm not trying to ruin anybody's dreams, but it's not working the way people think it's working. Right, but it is affecting more than the creative community. It's affecting multiple industries. So I do encourage, because I didn't want to come on today like in my feelings. I'm very sensitive about my work.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
as you should be.
I'm actually very but at the end of the day, I do think it's important. I've always said this from the beginning. Creative industry is always growing. Photoshop gives a new. They release new software every year, so it's a growing space. You always have to be willing to sharpen yourself, and I think this era we're in right now, it's important for everybody. I know, some people are like, I don't want to do AI. At least you have to know the difference. We were talking about a story yesterday. They dropped in a story yesterday, and I was looking at it like, this seems off. The story wasn't real. That's what made me ask, because the story we were just talking about, that graphic was AI.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important for people to educate themselves so that they don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Whatever your career is, whatever you do. Now, there's some careers that require a person. AI can't jump into the elevator and fix it, right? So engineering, those kind of fields, but other things, I think it's important for everybody to learn it.
Absolutely,
and to pivot. So I have to pivot.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, it is something that could be just like anything else. It is something that could be a help to assist in certain ways. Now, I don't think it should be to replace what it is that you do as a creative. Yes. But I think if used correctly, it could be something that could be used to help in certain instances. I want to put on with Alfreda Lyons, who is hanging out in San Antonio, Texas, during the International Women's Convention for the Church of God in Christ. She says that it's being used in music. She says it's being used in grant writing. She says, and with graphics, it's creating the ability for identity theft. Now, my classmate, Brian Meter, he calls himself Bubba. Now, I know him as Brian Meter, chimes in. He says that ChatGPT and Claude are amazing. And again, if used for the right purpose and the right reasons, they can be amazing. They can help assist with certain things. But Corey, man, as we're talking about this whole ChatGPT and this whole AI whole thing, man, this whole phenomenon, or whatever you may want to call it, however you may want to classify it, what's your thought on it, man?
Man, it actually takes me back to when right before we started, stopped going to the music store, and they got the social media, digital music. Yeah. It's to me, it's the same thing. So my thing is, it's just like, you got to get real creative in this new season, because it's just like, oh, there's no need for me. I mean, just honestly, but in the same token, you need to know how to use it, because then you will become ancient of time.
Yeah.
So even though you don't use it all the time, at least get on there and, plug in and try to, I need to get with my mother and sit her down and kind of get her, because all you got to do is speak into your phone. And, you'd be like, bam, oh, I was able to do this. So you got to know how to maneuver in this season, because at the end of the day, guess what? It's going to be a robot doing everything we do.
Yeah, you're right.
In a few years. It's just how it is. So
yeah, you are
around the corner. I shared today something in the chat of the team, like there's a robot that's coming. And I always say this: creators are prophetic, and the Jetsons were very prophetic, and almost everything in the Jetsons that was created is now a reality, including the robots. It is coming. And so, I agree with Corey. I think it's really, really, I know we run out of time. Let me tell you something. It is really, 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 really important that you grab onto what's going on. It is one thing to be where God was. It's another thing to be where he is no longer.
True.
And so that applies to what's going on. So you may say, I don't do that because I'm an author. Well, now ChatGPT. I was in the T-Mobile store. A girl was supposed to do her paper. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, I'm just going to chat GPT. But the girl was saying, why don't you just put it in chat GPT? She said, I can't. They have a system now that can tell if I pulled it from there. She said, I know how to write it so they can't tell.
Wow.
So you don't even need to go to school no more. Okay.
Wow. So that's the day we're in. So yeah, I think it's important for everybody to know the systems, know the things. Alfred is talking about identity theft, which is huge. Right now, somebody can say you were somewhere and you weren't there. Your picture, what? Yeah, you got to know what's going on.
That's real. That is absolutely real. And amazing how ChatGPT and so many other things are taking over. And let's all be mindful of that. Let's all be vigilant, and let's all do what we can to keep real creatives and creativity alive. So definitely want to make sure that we do that. Shout out to James Prothro, who was in the building, James Prothro II. Let me just throw on here what he mentioned. He mentioned that, you also lose the the organic growth. He says Yolanda is going to talk about her work to other people and might show the work she did for you to someone who is interested in what you do. AI can't organically grow your
That's
product.
good.
Yeah, that is
Absolutely.
good. That is good. And Maggie Winter chimes in and she says, Yolanda, that would preach where he is and where he is no longer. And then we've got Helen Gill Smith who chimes in and says that this is scary. And then Alfreda who says, and my cheekbones ain't that high. You know what? I can't. So, you always have a joke. Alfreda always has a joke. Anyway, y'all, I'm looking up at the clock. Before we go, it is travel season. I've been talking about this week in and week out. It is travel season. First of all, before I talk about the fact that it's travel season, let me just remind you that Stellar Award voting is open. We mentioned this last week, but I want to mention it again. That Stellar Award voting is open, particularly for radio. Whether you want to vote for your favorite internet radio, your favorite syndicated host, your favorite small, medium, or large radio station in those markets, the polls are open and available. All you have to do is go to the stellarawards.com and be able to vote. Yolanda wasn't on last week when Jacory and I was talking about it, but Yolanda, however, she was there when I got this. I got a plaque over here from 2013. Yolanda was right there with me when we received that in Nashville, Tennessee. So we have been officially nominated, but we haven't put the effort into it again. But Jacory says next year is going to be our year. So we're going to put some energy and effort into getting our visibility as best as we can. The Bay Area is never really represented, especially from a radio standpoint. I know that there's another internet radio station that gets on the first ballot, but none of us in years have gotten to that final ballot and had our name called as nominees at the final award. So next year is going to be our year. I decree it in the Ikanashe. In the name of Jesus, we decree it to be done. Thank you, Alfreda, who says vote for Freedom Radio. Thank you, ma'am. We are not on the ballot this year, but next year we are definitely going to put some energy and effort into that. All right, y'all. As I mentioned, it is travel season. Many people are going to be traveling around the country and around the world during this season. And I want to just make sure that we make things happen and give you as much information as we can. And Maggie says, send her the link to Juicy Ears. I will. And you know what? I just got an endorsement. I haven't talked about it, but I just got an endorsement with Juicy Ears. I'm an official endorsee, if you want to call it that, with Juicy Ears. So shout out to Juicy Ears. Here are my initial Juicy Ears. I do have my initial ones, but I will be getting some more custom ones made in the near future. And shout out to Juicy Ears. They are a Christian-based in-ear company from Southern California, and many church musicians and other musicians are using Juicy Ears. They make a great product, so shout out to them. All right, it is travel season. Let me just tell you that there are 6 things that you should not be traveling with in your wallet. There's 6 things I want to just mention that you should not have in your wallet when you're traveling. Now, we mentioned a couple of weeks ago that people really aren't looking for your wallet any longer. They're really looking to steal your phone, because many of the things I'm about to mention, we have nestled in our phones. But if you are traveling and you're taking your physical wallet, here are some things you should not take with you. 1, you should not take your social security card with you. You don't need your physical social security card. Your social security card is a critical piece of information. And carrying your card around with you is usually unnecessary. So that is something that you don't need. Now, if you're not traveling abroad, if you're not traveling out of the United States, then you don't need your passport. Don't bring your passport. Just use your physical ID. All right. Your physical ID is sufficient. And now, for many of you in many states, California included, if you have an iPhone, you can digitally put embed your ID into your phone. And when you get to TSA, you only have to pull it out. You just scan it on their machine. They use your Face ID and you go through TSA. So you don't always have to have additional ID. So don't take, see, Jacory already read my mind. So you don't necessarily need your passport. Next thing, in many cases, a lot of cases nowadays, you don't need your bank card. Most places around the country, thanks to COVID, since 2020, most places now take where you can scan your phone or digital currency to be able to scan, to pay whatever you're paying for. So you don't always need your physical bank card. All right. So make sure that you're not bringing that unless you absolutely need it. Next, you don't need your old receipts. Many people still travel with old receipts, hotel receipts, whatever it may be. You would be shocked at how many people have receipts with them as they travel. And if somebody picks it up, in many cases, especially if it's your hotel receipt, your name is on there, your address is on there. Some cases, your whole credit card can be on those receipts. So if you don't need to, don't travel with old receipts in your wallet. All right. 2 more things. One is spare keys. If you're traveling, why do you need spare keys? All right. Don't travel with your spare keys. If somebody takes your wallet or whatever, they're going to see your address in your wallet with your ID, and they're going to see your keys. They're going to go right to where you live and walk right into your house, whether you have a ring or not, and be able to go into your house or your car or whatever and be able to take things from you. Lastly, don't carry around your passwords. Last week, we talked about very briefly about password apps or having a password app to hold your passwords in your phone. Now, I did say that you do need to have them written down in case your phone is lost or stolen, but don't have them written down and kept in your wallet while you're traveling. All right. All of these things can definitely get you into some trouble if your wallet gets stolen. People are getting more and more, they're getting more and more savvy. As a matter of fact, I don't know, Yolanda, were you with me that year in Nashville when my wallet got stolen during the Stellar Awards? Were you there? Oh, man. I think you, let me tell you something. That was the worst experience in my whole life. And I do think it was an inside job. But anyway, I had my wallet stolen while I was traveling. I was in Nashville for the Stellar Awards one particular year, and my wallet got stolen. Luckily, I happened to have my ID on my person because I went to an event and I had to be able to flash my ID. But when I came back to my car, my rental car, my bag was stolen. Would have my wallet, my credit cards, my bank cards. It was an absolute mess. And if I wouldn't have my ID, I would have been stuck in Nashville. Would have been able to get home. I probably would have had to catch a train. So anyway, those are some great tips for you to be able to have as you are traveling. And Alfreda chimes in and she says, in terms of your hotel, she says, have them email you your receipt. Cuteness Owens chimes in as we were talking about this. She says, right, because she had her identity stolen. No fun at all. Helen Smith chimes in and says, good information. She says, my ID shows my P.O. box. I'm not mad at you. I didn't even know you could do that with your ID, but that's good to know. That's great stuff. So as we're looking at this and almost out of time, listen, many people will be traveling to Charlotte, North Carolina in the month of August, and I'm sure Yolanda will be there to welcome you with open arms as the Stellar Awards comes to Charlotte, North Carolina. But before we go, man, I'm about to call you Demetrius. I'm sorry, Jacory. Please forgive me. You don't cuss me out. Do it later. Anyway, Jacory, man, before we go today, first of all, anything on your calendar, anything upcoming that we need to know about?
No, I don't have anything on my calendar. Oh, they are having something for Carl Wheeler, coming. His 60th birthday party is on June 28th. Y'all know, Kim Burrell fan here. Kim Burrell will be at Brentwood Juneteenth, and I'm going to be all over the world. But I was going to say, you just said things you don't need to travel with. In all actuality, you do need to make sure you have a nice phone charger. Because if your phone ain't charged, you can't get none of that.
Yeah. I'm not mad at you. Alfreda says she's traveling the rest of 2026, and to keep her lifted, she's going around the country honoring people for all of their years in music ministry. Of course, she did it in the Bay Area. I have mine. Jacory, I know he has his, and so many others. Thank you, Alfreda, for taking out the time to think about us, because so many others may not remember all of our years of labor, but thank you for taking out the time to make that happen. All right, Yolanda, last but not least, any closing comments, final thoughts before we go?
Take care of yourself. You get one life. Don't be wasting it. I'm gonna say that forever. Take care of yourself. Listen, I'm serious. We're gonna be out here in these streets. I heard somebody say something. They not ashamed of the curvy girls. Y'all could just eat burgers and fries. I appreciate that, but you cannot eat burgers and fries every day.
Yeah.
And if you want to live to be alone, and I'm working on it too, drink some water. Seriously, take care of yourself. We in the Black community, we're not always the best at that. And I don't want to lose nobody else that could have been prevented. Okay, so go walk. Like Jacory gets up and walk. Be walking with your friend. Get up and go walk. You don't got to walk for 20 miles.
Yeah.
Go walk. You know who gets up and walk every day? Miss Dorinda Clark Cole. Her and her husband walk through the mall every day. So go walk with your kids. Go walk around the corner. Start with 10 minutes. Do something. But don't just spend your whole summer like eating burgers and fries and whatever y'all be eating. Like, come on. Take care of yourself. Nobody's going to take more care of yourself. Nobody's going to care more about you than you.
Yep. You're exactly right on that. Great comment and great thought. First of all, thank you to everyone who hung out with us today. Shout out to LJ Holloman, who hung out with us, and Alfreda, and so many more that we don't always get a chance to see. Shout out to my bro, James Banks, man. What is going on? Glad to have you out. The new retiree. He just recently retired after, I think, 40 years or close to 40 years at UPS. He is finally retired. Shout out to him, man. Congrats, bro. Let's do this again next week, y'all. Listen, on behalf of the incredible Yolanda Morant, Jacory Protro, Emetrius Hunter in his absence, Ashlyn Cole in her absence as well. Till the next time on this same Shop Talk Network at this same Shop Talk time. Y'all know how we do it. I don't even say it no more, but just know you can holler at me. Anyway, let's go.